Good morning, grade 5. Welcome to our English class. So, today we're going to talk about verbal and nonverbal communication. But before we proceed, let's define what is communication. Communication is simply the act of transferring information from one place, person, or group to another. Every communication involves at least one sender, a message, and a recipient. So, communication has its two types. We have verbal communication and nonverbal communication. Let's define what is verbal communication. This is the use of words to share information with other people. It can therefore include both spoken and written communication. So, it has its type as well, interpersonal and mass communication. When you say interpersonal, this is your everyday conversation with your friends, classmates, and family. Interpersonal and make up the majority of your verbal communication. On the other hand, you have your mass communication, and this is a process in which a person, group of people, or an organization sends a message through a channel of communication using Facebook, using their emails, or sending messages. Channels of communication include broadcast, television, radio, social media, and prints. So, we have a nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is made up of tone of voice, body language, gestures, eye contact, facial expression, and proximity. So these elements give deeper meaning and intention to your words. Let's talk about the types of nonverbal communication. So, first you have tone of voice, right? So when you say tone of voice, this is emotions are given away, not by what people are saying it, but how they say it. It is not just what you say, it's how you say it. So when we speak to other people, read our voices in addition to listening to our words. The tone of voice in communication is defined as the way a person speaks to someone. It is how you use your voice to get your point across. For example, speaking loudly in short sentences can show aggression, right? So, another one, when you speak gently and smiling, it can show that you care to someone or to the person that you are speaking to. Another is we have body language. You see on the picture, we have different body language there. So this is the way you move and carry yourself communicates a wealth of information to the world. Body language communication involves more than just one or more than just words. It is how we dress, how we move our hands, what posture we take, all give a message to anyone who is listening. Also, these nonverbal actions consist of things such as facial expressions, posture, tone, and pitch of voice, rate of speech, clothing, and the use of physical space. For example, you wink, you hug, you scowl, and you cross your arms. It is those are the examples of body language. So next is we have gesture. The following examples you can look or you can see from the pictures are just a few common gestures and their possible meanings. First picture, a clenched fist can indicate anger, right? Or solidarity. And when you thumbs up, it's often indicate as you approve to something. When you thumbs down, it indicates the disapproval to something. Also, when you have the V sign created by lifting the index and middle finger and separating them to create V shape, meaning peace or victory. Those are just few common gestures that we usually use or do. All right, so next is eye contact. So, since the visual sense is dominant for most people, eye contact is an especially important type of nonverbal communication. So, this is a form of nonverbal communication that humans use to communicate many forms of their emotions. The way they look at someone can communicate many things, including interest, affection, hostility, or attraction. The way you look to someone can communicate many things, right? So, for example, you want to show your feelings to someone or you want to show your affection, using eye contact can give meaning or can deliver your message. Next is facial expression. So, facial expressions are probably the easiest form of nonverbal communication to interpret. So, you can look or see those example pictures, right? So, facial expressions are responsible for a huge proportion of nonverbal communication. While nonverbal communication and behavior can vary dramatically between cultures, the facial expressions for happiness, sadness, anger, and fear are similar throughout the world. Remember, the human face is extremely expressive, I mean, so able to express countless emotions without saying a word. And unlike some forms of nonverbal communication, facial expressions are universal. So that would be all for today, grade 5. I hope you learned something and I'll see you in our live discussion. Stay safe and God bless. Bye.